Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be, I don't want our relationship to end. Well, I've got an email from a guy who, he doesn't want his relationship to end. So before I get into it, this is interesting. This guy's young. It looks like he's just graduated college, but I guess his girlfriend is still there. And they originally started out as fuck buddies, as he puts it. But I guess there was a period where he acted really needy, and then she stuck him in friend zone. He found my work. Now, not only has he been able to reattract her, but now they're actually exclusive. However, there's one little slight twist to this, and that is that I guess apparently her new roommate is a guy, and this guy is also single. So obviously, he's worrying about it's college, they drank, one thing leads to another. So before I get into it, I got a quote that I'd like to share. And it says, if you want your lover to have only eyes for you, stick up for you when you're not around, and see you as the most amazing lover they've ever had, you'll need to act, think, and be their best option. If they have more fun, laugh more, and feel more comfortable around you than anyone else, they will never desire to fool around with another. Why? Because you are fulfilling their needs in every way. Asking high-quality questions and then seeking to treat them the way they want to be treated will ensure that they don't feel the need to seek happiness and fulfillment outside of your relationship. So if you're fulfilling them in every way, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically, they're not going to feel like they lack anything. And if you give them the freedom to come and go as they please, just like the quote I share all the time from Thich Nhat Hanh, which says, you must love in such a way that the person you love feels free. And what you'll see when I get in this guy's email is there was a period of time where she didn't feel free to be herself and come and go as she pleases. And because of that, she stuck him in friend zone. And so it's really important, especially like in my own experience, because I date really high quality, beautiful, desirable women. I've dated beauty queens, beauty pageant winners, Miss America contest participants, beautiful Hooters girls, girls that have posed for Playboy, models, the kind of women that are beautiful, super high quality, very feminine, very sexy, and pretty much have guys left and right throwing their dicks at them, in essence. And when you're dealing with that kind of a situation, you have to be very comfortable in your own skin. You have to have a take it or leave it kind of attitude. And you've got to act and be in such a way that your girlfriend puts you on a pedestal and sees that there's pretty much no other dude on the planet that can open them up the way you do, fulfill them sexually the way you do, and have as much fun with them as she has with you. But if you're insecure and you're constantly worrying about it and you're bringing it up and you're quizzing her about other guys in her life, she can tell that you're not comfortable about it. And if you're not comfortable, if you're fearful and you're worried that she's going to cheat on you, eventually you're going to just drive her to the point where she's going to do exactly what it is that you fear, because what's going on is you're communicating through your actions and through your words that you don't feel worthy, you don't feel good enough. But if you set the conditions right by treating them properly, they will see you as very unique, very rare, and the kind of guy that they've never met before, the kind of guy that they know is very special and very unique and makes them feel like, wow, I'm really grateful that I have this guy in my life, and I don't want to do anything to fuck it up. But if things are a little rocky, if she's not really completely fulfilled, if you're not able to open her up emotionally by communicating with her properly in the relationship phase, that's how all affairs start. Because I deal with a lot of couples, I deal with a lot of guys and women where affairs start, or they're on the verge of starting, or they've happened in the past. And it's the same thing. The guy acts weak, he acts needy, he pushes the girl away. I mean, this is assuming the girl's not a complete wacko. But it's like if a guy's reaching out to me and the woman is pushing him away, women don't push away guys that they're in love with. Because here's the deal. When a woman's completely gonzo, head over heels in love with you, she's going to be all over your ass. Women want your attention all of the fucking time when they're crazy in love with you. And I'm meaning they're calling you 2-3 times a day, wanting to, if you're not with them, maybe they're a long distance away, they want to Skype with you every night, they're pursuing you all the time. But women that don't feel that, women are not head over heels in love with you, they're not going to pursue you like that. They're not going to want to be with you like that because you haven't opened them up completely. So let's get into this guy's email here. He says, "Hi, Corey. I'm 23 and I'm fresh out of college. I met this girl about a year and a half ago. We started out as fuck buddies and then started to develop feelings for each other. I was very needy and pushy during some parts of our relationship. Definitely not a good way to go. That kind of behavior is exactly what pushes a woman away because you're constantly acting like you're not worthy and you don't deserve her, and eventually she's going to agree with you and seek to find a guy who she has to pursue, she has to chase, the guy that's kind of mysterious, the guy where she always gets to feel his strength. And when she reaches out to him, he knows exactly what to say. He knows how to say it to make her feel adored, loved, sexy, and special, to the point where she can't imagine another guy could open her up in the way that you do. And if you apply the things I teach in my book, you'll be able to open up women in a way that very few men on this planet know how to do. And you'll never have to fucking worry about the girl cheating on you unless she just is a girl with no integrity, and that happens sometimes. That's why it's important to make sure before you go goo goo gaga over a girl that you pre-screen her properly in the beginning to make sure you're dating a chick that's got her shit together and is not a total fucking wacko. He says, "It got to the point where I was becoming too needy, clingy, and anti-alpha male that she left and decided to change the terms of our relationship to friends around Valentine's Day. That's definitely not the kind of behavior that's going to cause a girl to go gonzo over you." He says, "After a couple weeks of searching online, I came across you and your videos in your book. Wow, I must say I've become a much better person and a much better man. Good for you, dude." He says, "Thank you so much. I'm actually reading your book for the third time now. I was able to reattract this girl back into my life following the advice in your book to a T. Thanks to you, now our relationship is a lot stronger and better than it ever was." Just like I say all the time, if you apply what I teach, this stuff will work for you. He says, "We're now exclusive and I am letting this relationship run its course without being pushy or needy for a boyfriend-girlfriend label." Well, obviously, if you were following what I teach, then she brought up being exclusive. Now, why would a woman bring up being exclusive with you? Because that's when she feels close. That's when she feels an emotional bond. She feels like you're fulfilling her needs in every way to the point where she's totally content. And that's why when you meet women and they're really hot, they're really sexy, and they're really attractive, and you find out they're in a relationship, that's why. Because they're comfortable, they're content. And it's the same thing if you've ever found yourself at times, like when you have a girlfriend, it seems like women are just throwing themselves at you. But when you're single, it's like there's a famine going on, and there's like a pussy famine going on, and you can't seem to meet anybody. It's because of the vibe that you're giving off. Because when you're content and you're fulfilled and you don't feel like there's anything lacking, you don't feel like you need anything. And that's when the universe opens up to you. Women can sense this. They can feel it. He says, "This girl is about to move into a new place, but her roommate is a guy." He says, "Fuck me, right?" It's like, shit happens, dude. It'll be a good experiment for you. It'll be a good test of how well you have absorbed and you're applying this knowledge. Because you got to figure, the thing that really is helpful to know is like 97% of the guys out there, they really don't fucking know this stuff. He says, "I don't want our relationship to end. Well, if you focus on it, you become fearful of it, I promise you that's exactly what will happen." He says, "However, living with a person of the opposite sex who is single and where there is alcohol and partying involved, there are endless opportunities for them to hook up." Well, as long as you got a good woman and you did a good job of screening her out in the beginning and you're fulfilling her in every way, you don't have to worry about it. He says, "Honestly, I have no idea what to do or how to deal with this." Well, that tells me you don't really know the information in my book that well. You're obviously still learning. He says, "How do I approach this situation without coming across as needy, clingy, or paranoid?" She's 22 and has 2 years of college left. Well, the key is, like I've talked about in the past many times, it's indifference. It's about loving this girl in a way that she feels free. And if you do the things that I teach in my book, she will start pursuing you. She'll start chasing you. She'll reach out to you. She'll be the one that's initiating. If she's in love, when a woman's head over heels in love with you, she's going to want your attention all the time. That means she's going to be texting you a couple of times during the day. She's going to probably call you every night and tell you how much she misses you and she can't wait to see you. And instead of hanging out and partying at college on the weekends, she's going to hop in her car and want to come see her man. And on top of that, she's going to tell you about every single guy in her life that hits on her and it tries to make a move on her. And that's why you can't let any of that shit bother you or get under your skin. And so when she shares these things, just say, baby, I really appreciate the fact that you share this stuff with me and you tell me all these things. And the reason a woman will tell you those things is because she wants you to know that she's totally committed to you. In other words, there's guys basically throwing their dicks in her face, in essence. Not obviously physically, but I mean, in essence, that's what they're doing with their words. Like, hey, want some dick? You know, especially in college, because you got a bunch of horny guys, and most of them don't know what the fuck they're doing anyways. But if your woman is always chasing you, if she's always pursuing you, she's not going to dump you. Women don't dump men that they're chasing. And like sometimes I see some of the comments in my videos, guys get pissed off. It's like, why is it always the guy's fault? Well, women don't dump or cheat on men that they can't get a hold of, that they can't figure out, that they're crazy head over heels in love with. That is just simply a fact of life. And I know this because of the type of women that I've dated. I date really super high quality, awesomely beautiful women who have a lot of fucking choices with guys. And what they love about me is that I understand how to open them up and make them feel loved, and they feel closer to me than they've ever felt. I was talking to a girlfriend of mine recently, and I haven't seen her probably 7 years. And even this day, she's been in a relationship with a guy for 6-7 years now. And she says, even this day, I still feel close to you. And if for some reason that relationship didn't work out and she came to visit me, it'd be like it was just last week that I had seen her. That's how close we were in that relationship. And I fucking promise you, even her present boyfriend, he doesn't know what I know. He doesn't know how to open her up in the way that I was able to open her up. And that's one of the reasons why she's always stayed in touch with me, because I formed such a strong bond with her. But it's an art, and you got to look at it and say, hey, there's another thing. Is this girl's in college? She's 22. I mean, you never know. She may get really drunk one night, and you'll know. You'll be able to tell when you're talking to her if something's up just by the tone of her voice and that something's a little different. But as long as you allow her to come to you at her own pace, as long as she's always pursuing you and chasing you and blowing up your phone, and then if all of a sudden you don't hear from her for a day or two, you don't fucking freak out and have a cow and start blowing up her phone, you don't have to worry about other guys. But if she ever stops telling you about the other guys that are hitting on her in her life, then obviously you should be concerned about it. But like I said, you can't go back to what you were doing in the beginning. When what did he say? He said you became too needy, clingy, and anti-alpha male. You start acting like that guy again, and I promise you're going to fucking drive her right into the bed of that other guy if he's halfway decent looking and he has a little bit of game. Unless, of course, he's totally fucking clueless and has absolutely no idea. But the idea is to be her best option. To make her feel free to the point where, because that's what love is. Loving another person is accepting them in every way. Accepting them in every way to the point where they feel like they have to tell you everything that's going on in their lives because they want you to know. Because there's nobody else on the planet that they feel close enough to reveal these innermost feelings. And if she reaches out and you have her come see you all the time, or it's like in a case like this, she'll probably come to see you once a month, and then maybe you go up to see her once a month. I mean, it really depends on how far you guys are from each other. But again, if she is chasing you and she's in love with you and she's telling you every day, she's sending you sweet messages where she is initiating the message, and because if a woman is head over heels in love with you, she's going to pretty much be calling, texting, and pursuing you 95% of the time. Because, I mean, you're not really going to have an opportunity to really reach out to her. I mean, think about it. If she's calling you or texting you 2-3 times a day, you don't have anything to worry about. So if you have a question or a challenge or a situation you'd like to get my help with personally, the quickest way to get my help is to go to my website, click the products tab at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions for booking a paid phone session. And I will talk to you soon.